Yo, we rolling. We're rolling. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Good morning, good evening, good night. It's your boy Wesley. How you guys? How you doing? Everyone all right? I hope you're all good. Well, guys, welcome back to my second episode of Wesley Unplugged. Yes, guys, welcome to my brand new podcast. It is Wesley Unplugged. If you're new here, hit the follow, hit the like, leave a review, do what you got to do. Yeah, but we're just going to be talking about communication with players and managers and everything else in between. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Hope it's all been a very good week for you guys. I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know where you've been, but hope you've been safe. Hope you've been all right. You know, the stuff that's going on in this world. Family is very important. Communication is also important. So making sure, you know, just checking on your friend. Just a little text. Say, hey, hi, how you doing? Hope everything's all right. If anything you need to talk about, let me know. I'm here. That's what a just good friend does. He can say, that person can say, yeah, no, I'm all good. Or that person can say, no, I'm not all right. And you know, communication is key. And yeah, but we're going to be throwing it back all the way back until I was 13. This is when I first started playing football, like for a team anyways. School football doesn't count because why? I was a goalkeeper. Believe it or not, I was one of the tallest growing up, and so I was a goalkeeper. And I was a bit of a chubby guy. I was athletic, don't get me wrong, but I was a bit of a chubby guy, so I didn't really want to run around too much. So I just thought, yeah, you just catch the ball, kick it long, do what you gotta do, go home. You know what I mean? Hit the shower, go home. But you know, yeah, so I started football when I was 13 years old. I played, as I mentioned in my other podcast, AUC Wembley. Shout out to them. Great club, great run club, great staff members. Coach Wilbert, Coach Jermaine, Kyle's dad. I can't remember his name for the life of me because he wasn't really my coach anyway, so I couldn't remember him. But yeah, anyways, great club. I think even my teammates or coaches there right now. I think Anthony's there. I think Rob is there. I think even Sean is there. No, Dion. It's Dion. Dion's there. Yeah, Dion's there. Yeah, Dion's dad. Oh man, he's a G. He's such a G. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's a G, man. But yeah, no. So yeah, we were unbeaten. Well, I think from the age of 14 to the age of 16, we were unbeaten in the Harrow Youth League. We won everything there was to win. We won the league, obviously. We won the League Cup, and I don't know what the cup is called, but yeah, we won a divisional cup. I think a regional cup or something like that. I don't know. All I remember was that we were in the newspaper, innit? I'm gonna get that newspaper up for you, and I'm gonna get the cup in next round. When I get my own studio space, as you got audio listeners don't know about, I don't have my own studio space right now. So, but when I do, I'm gonna have a little trophy just posted up. And I can show you guys, you'll be like, oh, that's the trophy. Yeah, did you get? Yeah, man. I'm not chatting smack, bro. I was in the newspaper. Little me. Yeah? For the under 16s, we were in the newspaper at the time. Yeah, man, it was serious. Yeah? Your boy's a bit famous. I can't lie. So when I'm walking through Ealing or something, no one's saying hi to me. I'm just like, you know what? It's calm, man. I can go to Tesco's now. But back then, I was a hot commodity. You guys don't know, man. I was a hot commodity. But yeah, I was pretty upset though. We didn't progress in under 18s. It just went straight to the men's team. And I'll be real, this is when I first started played against men's. Because I was a big stocky guy. Naturally speaking, I'm a stocky guy. So I could handle myself around the men's because it was hard to push me off. Especially if the man was small. If he wasn't an average sized man. If he was a small guy, it was kind of hard to push me off it. But nonetheless, yeah, we shouldn't progress to under 18s, luckily, unfortunately enough. And I really wanted to keep that team together because the form we were in, the fact that we were just winning games easily, yeah, oh man, it was just fun. And you know what's crazy? I started as a right back. So instead of going from front line to back line, I went from back line to front line. Started as a right back, then I progressed to the wings, and now I'm a striker today. I'm a dirty striker, though, filthy. Get me from the goal, half a yard, I'm licking it, top ins. Ugh. that's what I'm on, innit? That's what I'm on. But yeah, and then seeing how men's play, yeah, it's just crazy. Anyways, but in my personal opinion, I feel like playing for under 18s is pointless. In my personal opinion, from 16, just go straight to men's football. In my opinion, because why? I'll tell you in another episode. But I'm gonna just say one thing. Yeah, just trust me. Just go from under 16s to under to men's, or even under 23s, because it just makes more sense. I don't think under 18s exist now unless you're in the academy system. I just think it goes straight to the under 23s, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure, because you know I am growing older. Anyways, well, let me talk about the philosophy that Coach Wilbert and Coach Jermaine always taught me. Well, taught us in that team. Anyways, communication is important. Punctuality is important. Showing care for everything that you do. So it could be washing your boots. It could be making sure your kit's ready for the next morning. Making sure that you had breakfast. Making sure you even had a piece of fruit before the game. Making sure you even get to the game on time, which again is punctuality. Every little life skill you could possibly think of was taught to me, obviously by my family and friends and whatever. But Coach Wilbert and Jermaine really instilled that within me. Yeah, they just talked about everything to us. Like I said, constant communication. Having that constant communication just allows you just open your mind about many things. How to conduct yourselves, how to let's say relay a problem to your peers, to your teammates, to the staff, which is in this case Coach Wilbert and Coach Jermaine. And yeah, just voicing your opinions and giving you this platform to voice your opinion. Because at the end of the day, we're not always going to agree on everything. We're a team. We're not one, if that makes sense. It's not individual sport. It's not boxing. It's not golf. It's not tennis. Yeah, although tennis, you can have duos. But still, you get my point. It's a team sport. There's 11 of you guys on the pitch. Back then, I think there was... No, actually, yeah, from under 12s onwards, it is 11 aside. My bad. But yeah, yeah, there's 11 of you guys on the pitch. But even then, growing like from the under 7s to under 10s, there's at least like 7 of you on the pitch. You guys got to work it out. You guys got to figure it out together. And Coach Wilbert and Coach Jermaine taught me personally anyways, from my experience, they taught me, yeah, you need to communicate. And it started from just training days. Communication. They literally sit us down and talk to us. Half an hour of the training session we'd just be talking. We, just discussing team plans, team aims, how we can communicate on the pitch and off the pitch, how us as a team, we can be brothers essentially, because that's how I view a football club. A football team. You guys are brothers. In the women's side of things, you guys are sisters. Whatever type of football you're playing, it's all a brotherhood. It's a type of hood. It's a collective. You guys are all playing together. You all guys are sharing memories together. You guys are doing everything together. You're winning, you're losing, you're crying, you're scoring, you're defending, attacking, you name it. You're doing everything together. Your coach or manager or whoever it is, that's your 12th man. He sets the tone at the end of the day because he's giving the team talk. And then the 11 players or whatever it may be carry out his job on the pitch. Because there's only so much a coach can or manager can do for you on the sidelines. At the end of the day, you guys got to do it yourselves. But yeah, it went from like sitting us down, having a general conversation. We had team days out. I had a team day out at the Park Royal Arcade. We did bowling at Nando's. And Nando's back then, sweet. It's sweet now, but back then it was cheap, so it was sweeter. But yeah, we did bowling and I think a few arcade games here and there because, Park Royal. If you haven't been there, if you're not from West London, or if you're not from the north side of the river anyways, you won't know about it. But Park Royal was a place where you could do Pizza Hut, I believe. You can do cinema. I think there was a Lido at one point. Arcade, bowling. Yeah, and restaurants. But yeah, no, you could do a lot there. But anyways, back to what I was saying. That's what we could do. That's what we used to do. And of course, the group chat. Constant communication with the group chat. I remember, well, I never knew this anyways, because I never experienced it before. But I never knew your managers had your number. I thought they had the parents' number and they just contacted you via the parents. But then we got to a certain age where the coaches had our numbers and they'd be talking to us directly, giving us phone calls. Because obviously I wasn't the captain, right? But the captain told me, Rob told me at the time, yeah, no, he talks to Coach Wilbert a lot. But now, obviously, growing up, over the years, I realized that they're actually related, so they actually talked a lot. But because of that, regardless of that relationship, they just kept talking. Allowed them to be in constant communication about the issues in the team. Let's say a person not getting enough game time. Because we had a core, right? There was like a good 8 of us. A good core. We were actually good footballers. And then the rest, they just fill in due to raw athletic ability, to prowess, athletic prowess, you name it. They just filled in the spots. We had a core, right? And if there was a problem within that core, it had to be sorted out quickly. And obviously, because Rob is amongst that, he's seen these problems quickly, right? He's identifying and he's telling you a little bit. Let's say Josh, for example, he was our top goal scorer at the time, I believe. Winger Josh, because we had 2 Joshes. One was a striker, one was a winger. Talking about the winger Josh. If he wasn't getting enough game time, or if he was injured, he'd tell Rob, and Rob would tell the manager, and then the manager will come to Josh. So our captain was literally the bridge between us, and that just allowed us to talk about many different things on the pitch and off the pitch. The coach will give us phone calls as well during the week just to see if we're ready to play, if we've got any injuries or anything we need to know about. Like, let's say family meeting on the weekend, we can't get a lift to the game because our parents aren't available, or there's TFL disruptions, whatever, you name it. Our coach will be in constant communication with us. And then, of course, Wilbert or Jermaine, they just find a way to help us out. And we need to instill that in... Wait, I'll get onto it, sorry. Cool. So now let's go into ProFA. As I mentioned in my previous episode, ProFA, another Sunday League team that I coached and managed in. Shout out to Socks. Brilliant, man. Crazy deep voice. Once you hear his voice, you'll be like, whoa. It sounds like Abracadabra, but the Greek version. Honestly, great guy, great guy. Shout out to him. But I've coached, as I mentioned before, I coached the under-12s team. And let me just say this right now, I miss those boys so much. I can't believe I had to leave due to work commitments. I just miss those boys so much. I love my first under-12s team. And we won our first game, I cried. One of my boys was there, Mr. RF, he was there. And he witnessed it happen. He witnessed my coaching greatness. We won. I think it was 4-0, 4-2. Brilliant game, man. I lost my voice. I'd go hard for those boys. Man. I love coaching. It was a great experience. But anyways, back to what I was saying. What I learned from my time in AFC Wembley and what I believe what a good coach should do, that's what I did with these boys. Being in constant communication in the group chat, texting individual parents when, let's say, one of the kids was sick. I'm not going to name them for obvious reasons. But let's say Darren. Yeah, Darren. Let's say he was sick. I will text his mum, see what's going on, keep me updated, so and so. Cool. Let's say another boy, Lee. Text his mum as well if he's not available. Check him out. It's because one of the boys had an injury. He fractured his wrist, I believe, at school in gymnastics or something. He must have did a flip and then fractured his wrist or something like that. I don't know, something along those lines, anyways. And he couldn't play, basically for the whole season. I'm just sending him, weekly texts here and there, just checking up on him, see if he's doing all right, if he needs anything. And at times he would just come support the team. Like, he'll come to training, come to the games, and just support him and his little what's it called, the cast. Yeah, man. Just spent literally. I believe just by doing that small little one thing, it makes a big difference because it just shows that A, the manager cares. You're not just another asset or player to him. B, it develops a relationship. It develops a more genuine connection. It allows that player to be vulnerable because especially at that young age, at that tender age, you need kids to be vocal. You need those kids to be able to say, yo, I don't like this. help me. Or actually even just say, help me, I don't know how to do this, so teach me. You can be teaching him a skill, and if he's such a quiet person, you're not going to know that. You're just going to see him struggling, you're going to get onto him about struggling, and then he's going to go home and cry and not want to come anymore. Because why? You're not taking that time out to help him. You're not taking that time out to just talk to him. He's a human being at the end of the day. Football's just a sport. Football's not a human being. You play football, you're not art, you're not the sport. You're not the sport that you play, you're the person that plays it, right? So you need to, and especially at that young age, you need to make them feel comfortable, so when they do grow up, let's say they get to 15 and they're just, it's even worse than it is, they're not talking, they're not communicating, they're just silent, suffering in silence. But at least there are a lot of problems down the line that you might not necessarily want as a parent. Because I believe as a parent, I'm not a parent, just non-disclaimer, I'm not a parent. Sorry, I'm just speaking as if I were a parent. I wouldn't want my kid to be quiet. I would want my kid to be vocal as possible. I want my kid to be able to say, I don't like what you did to me, fix it. Or I don't like what you said, say sorry. Or I don't think I should do this, can I do something else? I want my kid to be able to say that. It's just communication at the end of the day. Communication goes a long way. You'll be amazed. You'll just be amazed by it. And it's always, yeah, like I said, you always got to care about player welfare. And maybe it's different. For you, football is all about having fun and games and just learning. It's not about, yes, don't get me wrong, I love to win. Every time we win, I'm happy. Every time we lose, I was upset, but I'll look at the performance. Yes, we lost, but how did we play to lose? Did we play well and we just got beaten? Or did we play bad and we got beaten? You got to look at those things, you got to weigh those things up. And at the end of the day, at that age, at that young age, let's say at the under 12s team, it is about winning, but it's also about the fundamentals. You got to teach them how to be a good footballer. You got to teach them how to bounce back. Because when we had our first loss, three, four of those boys were crying. I guess they never lost before, never experienced what it feels like to lose. And it was distraught. It was heartbreaking. I was distraught, sorry. It was heartbreaking because I remember that same feeling growing up. I remember that same loss. I remember that first time I felt a loss, and it's unbearable, man. It hurts so much. But it's a thing of like, cool, we lost now, right? Calm. How are we gonna bounce back? What are we gonna do moving forward? How are we gonna become better players? And that's those little things that you gotta deal with and sort out. Because at the end of the day, that's how you're gonna become a better player. That's how you're gonna become a better athlete, anyways, or even not even that, as a person. Because in life, you're not always gonna win, unfortunately. As much as it's nice to be nice to be, you're not gonna win. You're not always gonna have things going your way. So you gotta teach those things from a young age. And even at this age, at the age that I am at, that I will not disclose unless you know me personally, I'm still learning as well. You never stop learning. If you feel like you've learned everything, then you're an ignorant person. And that's just fact. You are an ignorant person because you always learn everything. Like with the Instagram, the actual app, Instagram app, it updates every day. It's not perfect. It updates nearly enough every week, even. So nothing's ever perfect. So if a social media app can update every day, what makes you think that you as a person, you cannot update yourself every day? You may say, yeah, old dogs may learn new tricks, but if you don't think of yourself as old, then why can't you learn a new trick? Just a little gem there for you, mate. Just a little gem. Anyways, moving forward. Now, as a player, like I said, I moved to Colchester for university, went to Essex Uni, and I learned about non-league football. And I found a Resi's team to play with. I was playing good, week in, week out. Didn't like it. Well, I wanted a new challenge, move back. I remember the first, like I explained to you guys, I got injured, right? No, sorry, I didn't tell you that. Well, anyways, I got injured, so that's why I was on the bench for 90 minutes. I felt fine because, you know what, I thought to myself, that's why I'm on the bench. I got hurt, I couldn't play anymore. That's fine. You know what? But the manager did communicate that, right? This is where it goes wrong. The manager did communicate that to me because I just assumed. I just went with my own assumption. So I've come back to Wivenhoe, right? But I'm injured. Cool. Came back, fine. Now, 4 weeks go by, I'm getting 20 minutes here and there. For 4 weeks is 4 games. So four games go by, I'm getting 20 minutes here and there. Coming on the last 70, the last 65, whatever. Cool. I came on now, and then in my head I'm just losing it because I'm just like, bro, I'm starting week in, week out at the start of the season. Cool, I'm not getting as many goals as you liked, but it's not like I'm playing bad. I'm getting stats to my name. So why are you not playing me? Because it's not like you brought anyone else better than me in. Because I'm seeing guys at training, I'm thinking, yeah, you're just here for the numbers, aren't you? That's what I'm thinking. And yeah. So then, cool. I think the 5th game goes by, I get half an hour. I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. So and then everyone left. I waited for everyone to leave. I was just like, Gaffer, can I talk to you, please? He was like, yeah, go on. Just give me a couple of minutes. So he did what he had to do, came back and talked and started speaking to him. I was just like, Gaffer, why are you not playing me? Why am I not starting? I was starting before, you had no problem with me playing. What's going on now? And he just explained himself to me. He was just like, I just don't feel like you're ready. Every time you come on, you do brilliant, but I need more. I'm just like, okay, cool. But Gaffer, how much would you expect me to do within those half an hour? I need the pace of the game is crazy as hell, so I need to catch up to the pace as well as deliver a goal and assist, and also make sure we win the game. But Gaffer, I understand you feel like that's enough time, and I agree that is enough time for me to make an impact in the game. But if I'm only getting 30 minutes here and there, I can't build up my sharpness because you're forgetting I am a uni student because there's only so much training I can do outside of uni. Sub note to that. That's a whack excuse, by the way. Don't let your work commitments be a reason why you can't put effort into your training. Anyways, back to the story. Now, I'm just like, yeah, I called up the Gaffer, that's fine, but please, just start me next game. You know, I'll train this week, start me next game, and I'll show you why you should be starting me. Gaffer heard me, next week came, did well in training. Oh my gosh. If training was a game, I won that game because I played out my socks. It was amazing. I played very well in that training session, did very well. I scored a screamer. I just made the keeper look horrible. I made the keeper look bad. And yeah, had a good training session. Game came, got 2 goals. And I said to the gaffer after the game, look what can happen. Cool. And yeah, got more minutes and I was happy. And then this is so crazy because this is gonna bait out who it was. So if you know who the gaffer was at the time, if you were in the team at the time, you're gonna know who the gaffer was. But long story short, turns out our gaffer. So cool. Actually, let me start at the beginning. So we were meant to get a club tracksuit, right? Because it's a reserve side. So the first team get the tracksuits unpaid for, right? Cool. The reserve side you have to pay. I didn't know you had to pay, but I just thought, oh, it's just like Sunday League. You pay a subscription. You get the club tracksuit, the kit, socks, whatever. Cool. I just thought it was over it like that. So we paid for the tracksuit, and it's just like it's taking the whole season to come. I'm just thinking, what's going on? Really and truly, the real story is that our manager was stealing money from us. Our manager took the money that we paid for the club tracksuits and took himself on holiday with it. There's just no way of making it up. That our manager took the money that we paid for the club tracksuit and he went on holiday with it, bro. Yeah, like there's no way of making it up to you. Sorry, I just can't make it up. Yeah, we got the money back, but oh yeah, you had to pay us back, but mate, like. Oh, one of the club tracksuits, like I'm here turning up in my Puma tracksuit, coming to games. Everyone's not looking the same. Everyone's just in their own drip. I'm just like, bro, like, well, yeah, man. I only found that out, literally like the last 2-3 games of the season, because you got the sack, but before you got the sack, you had to pay us back, and we were in a clubhouse. He was just giving us money. I was thinking, oh, we get paid. I was just like, oh, he's not like, hey guys, here's the money back for the club tracksuit. Sorry, I couldn't get it for you guys. But really and truly, the real reason was that he took himself on holiday with it. I was thinking because he did disappear during the season for like a weekend. Yeah, he wasn't there for a weekend. He took himself on holiday that weekend. Which is like, wow. But anyways, like I was saying, but things can come down to body language, right? Things can come down to your attitude. So if you're a player with bad attitude or negative body language, a coach can see that easily. I can tell you for free. Speaking as a coach, like for my under-12 team, I can see your attitude. I can see your body language. I can see how your face is like looking. Obviously, people have a resting face, right? It may be a negative resting face or a positive resting face, but either way, you have a resting face, people become accustomed to it. But if your resting face is very much screwed or negative or just closed off, this is where the drama GCC comes into it, by the way. But this is like, if you have a closed off body language, for the audio listeners, I'm really like bringing my shoulders in and just closing myself off. However, positive, for the audio listeners, again, chest is out, shoulders are back, standing tall and proud. That's how it is. Coaches can see that. So if you're closed off or whatever it may be, coach is going to see that. And if you're constantly having that coach is not going to put that much effort into you, because why are you so negative? Like, why is your attitude poor? That's what they're going to be looking at. So, and these old school gaffers, they're just going to say to you, I don't owe you an explanation. You're not playing because you're not good enough. Simple. They can say that to you. And it's their opinion. At the end of the day, it's their coach, it's their teams. You're in their team. They can say that to you. You're not good enough. I'm not playing you. Or they can just say to you, I don't owe you an explanation. Like, who are you? You're just a player. So you got to make sure that when you're asking for why you're not being played enough, just be mindful of it. Be mindful of how you conduct yourself in training, in games, in the warm-up even. The warm-up is key, by the way. But yes, how your performances in training and stuff, make sure you're thinking back before you open your mouth and say, why are you not playing me? Because you could be potentially offending their authority, and no one wants their ego hurt. But yeah, that's another thing. You could be hurting their ego or pride even. Because they're gonna think, why is this young guy coming to me and saying, why are you not playing me? Who the F does he think he is? And that's what he could be thinking. That's what he could be saying in his head about you. And he's just like, yeah, I'm not going to let this guy play for me anymore. Like, you're going to be sitting on the bench. Or, better of fact, you could be go to the reserves if you're in the first team. And that's how football is. That's how brutal football can be. That's what life can be like. That's what life can be like as well. And as much as it hurts to say, it's the truth. Not every first team or whatever team you're playing for, not necessarily those managers are going to like you. And that's okay, that's fine. Not everyone's going to like you in this life. But make sure you find a guy, a team, or club even, that you are appreciated in. Because at the end of the day, there's no point going hard week in, week out, stressing about travel, stressing about your work-life balance thing. There's no point stressing about that for a team, for a manager who doesn't even appreciate you. He just sees you as scraps. He brings you on when the third best player is injured. Don't be treated for bottom of the barrel, and especially don't be treated for someone as an idiot when the manager can't give you a basic conversation of saying, this is why you're not playing because X, Y, Z. It could be your fitness, could be your technical ability, it could be your age even, your experience, your playing experience, sorry. And yeah. So in my opinion, coaches and managers or whatever it may be, they're effectively teachers. They're teachers. Because cool, let's think of it, let's put it in a school environment. You're the student, right? Cool. Student comes to teacher, how can I be better in this subject? Teacher gives, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. Okay, student goes home, works on whatever this and that is, comes back to the teacher says, well done, you've done better. It's that simple, right? Now put that in the football environment. Player comes to coach. Coach, how can I improve on this so I can get more game time? Cool. Coach says, you can do this, I can give you these skills, I can give you that workout to do in the gym, blah, blah, blah. Player does this, 2-3 weeks passes by, player's getting more game time, no conversation needed, just say, thank you coach, or thank you manager, or whatever his name is. Cool. And you just progress. And every little thing that the player picks up on, that they can notice that they're not doing well, go to the manager says this and that and that and that and that. And goes, yeah. So it's a relationship, right? It's a tango. You give and I go, or you go left and I go right. It's a relationship. It's a relationship. So as a manager, as a coach, this is for my managers and coaches out there, right? I hope you're listening well, listening true to this. And correct me if I'm wrong. Say in the comments if I'm wrong, but I doubt I am. As my girlfriend will tell you, I'm hardly wrong. Just putting it out there. Anyways, yeah. Coaches need people skills. You do. Because you're dealing with an athlete, but that athlete is a person. That person has feelings. That person has their own thought process. That person has their own way of understanding things. So, yeah, coaches, you need people skills. You need to be able to how to talk to a person. Not them as an athlete. Talk to them as a person. So yes, be considerate of their feelings. But if you need to be harsh, be harsh. If that's how you are, be in your own right. That's fine. But be productive. No, that's not the word. Constructive. Be constructive in your words. Be constructive in your opinions. Say to them, yeah, I don't believe you're good enough. However, you can do this to be better. Right? Don't kick them down and just leave them down. Kick them down so you can bring them back up. And by bringing them back up, you're giving them a way to become better. Don't just say, oh yeah, you're not fit enough, mate. You're not playing for me. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm not fit enough. That's fine. What can I do to be fit enough? You can do this on the treadmill. You can do this. You can do this run outside. Do a 5K every week. Do whatever you need to do to be fit. That's just one of the things that a coach will need to do. With this being said, you need to look at yourself as well as a player now. Why am I late constantly? Or is there a reason why I'm late? Actually, no. So scratch that. Scratch that. Coaches, you need to understand your players as well. Because let's say, for example, in non-league, right? If you don't drive, trust me, getting about is very difficult. I'm speaking for experience. And that will be another episode as well. Why is a car needed in non-league? But that's obviously a given. However, we'll go back to that in another episode. But yeah, if you don't drive and your players constantly being late, managers, it's not necessarily your duty, but effectively that is your player. He's under your care. He's under your responsibility because he's coming to you, an institution. A club is an institution. A club is, it's an institution. So that player is coming to you to be in your position of care or responsibility even. So let's say the manager's saying, cool, the meet time is 1:15. Your player constantly arrives, let's say 20 minutes late. Managers, have you even asked that player why he's always late? Or managers, have you even taken the time to find out what's going on? What's causing him to be late? Or maybe it's just that that player has bad timekeeping. So what have you done to make sure he's even earlier than said? Why don't you go out of your way to text that person to be earlier than everyone else, just to make sure he's on time? That's just one thing. Of course, it's not your responsibility. Remember what I'm saying. This is not your responsibility. It's just a way for you to connect with your players. Another thing as well, with that being said, why is that player not putting effort into the training? Why is that player not taking the time out to show care? Taking the time to show care to your training? Could stuff be going on at home? Could he be suffering with something? Could he be physically sometimes unable to leave at a certain time? So then, or is there something going on at home? I don't know. Managers, what I'm trying to get at, right, is just that you need to be able to speak to your players and educate them in communication. That's all this is about. It's just about communication. It's being able for your players to feel comfortable enough to come to you, your coach, you're the manager, you're the coach, come to you guys and say, Gaffer, I feel like X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z. And players, in turn, you need to be able to open your mouth and speak to your coach. If you speak to your coach once and he doesn't hear it, fine, you tried. Now you know what type of relationship you have with your coaches. But if you speak to your coach and he says, okay, how can I help? Or what can the club do to help you? Or is there anything that you need from us? Then you're like, okay, cool, this guy's cool. You know how you can have a relationship with him, and just from that one conversation, that gaffer could be your best friend, and that gaffer could be someone you want to play with for the rest of your non-league career. just because of that one relationship, that one conversation, and that stemmed into a relationship. Of course, it may be naive, don't get me wrong, it may be naive to achieve this in a men's football league, club situation. Yes, it may be naive for me to think this, but at the same time, is it naive? Because what I'm saying is not unachievable. It's very much achievable. It can be done. It should be done, and it can be done. But why won't it be done? Because A, not many people care. B, this is my opinion, by the way. Managers just see players as players, not as people. This brings me back to one off-topic story. Basically, actually, no, I'm not going to mention it. I'll mention it when I'm not at the club anymore. Anyways, what I'm going to say is this, right? Coaches, look out for your players. Players, talk to your coaches to look out for yourselves. It works hand in hand. And as a big advocate for men's mental health, or just mental health to begin with anyways, men will struggle to speak up and communicate their emotions. However, there should always be a space for them to communicate, right? And just and also it also goes past the coach, the manager. It can go down to the chairman as well. If the chairman does not instill this within the philosophy of the coach, if the coach, cool, let's say the coach's philosophy is completely different to the chairman's, why are you at the club? Why is the coach or the manager, whatever, at the club? If they don't agree with the club philosophy, that's created by the club chairman. So the club chairman, I feel like, because I've heard stories, right, that one of my boys, I'm not going to name him because he doesn't know about this. I haven't told him, so I'm not going to name him. But let's call him Raphael. Cool. Let's call him Raphael. Raphael told me that he played for Southend Manor, right? And the club chairman will call him. He has his number. He will ask him about his welfare because there was a game he struggled to get to, and I don't know what happened. I don't know the ins and outs, right? But he just told me briefly that the club chairman called him, and the club chairman personally paid him to get to the game. I think he paid for the cab, I believe it was, because there's no way he drove him. So, and there's no way he got public transport. So yeah, I think he got a cab. I believe he got a cab. Anyways, mathematically, well, logically speaking, it makes sense to get a cab. Anyways, so yeah, I believe he paid for his cab, and just like that. That's just shown from one act. Now he's at the club for his 4th year running now because of that club chairman's conversation with him. And that's just insane. One thing can create a big of a loyalty, and loyalty is not common in the football world. It is very uncommon. So yeah, that's just my point of things. That's just my view of things. Club chairmans, club coaches, managers, just look out for your players, because at the end of the day, they're your players for that season. Yes, they can jog on at the end of the season or during the season, but whilst they're in your team, they're your sons, effectively. They're your family. They're your brothers or friends, even. However you want to see it. They're your teammates, because they win for you on the pitch. They play for you on the pitch. They're also playing for the badge, yes, but they're playing for you. Because at the end of the day, if they're not winning on the pitch, you're not keeping your job. It's just that simple. It could be you could have the next Ronaldo on your team, but if he's not scoring, you're not keeping your job, and you get relegated or whatever, or you don't achieve your aims for the season, you're getting a sack. So don't you think it'll be best for you to keep a good relationship with the team, with the players, so they can carry your missions, and you can both win on the pitch as well as lose on the pitch? It just makes sense, but that's my opinion. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to my 2nd episode. Just a little applause there. But yeah, guys, thank you. Leave a review, like, follow. My social media will be in the description. And yeah, guys, peace and love. God bless.